Lexington attorney Gina Ghioldi is here today to help get you legally grounded. So Gina, if someone is thinking about setting up a business, what do they need to do?
Well, the first thing they need to do, of course, is identify what type of business they want. Give that some good, clear thought. And once you've got that cooked up, you want to make sure that the name you're thinking of for your business is a name that's available. So you want to check with your city or town, make sure the name isn't being used. Also do a check with the Secretary of State's office. And if you're thinking of doing business on a national level, you may want to do a federal search. But really take the time to do this, because the last thing you want is somebody else's attorney calling you up after you've started your business and putting a halt on the whole thing.
So what happens when you do all of your research, then what?
Well, the next thing you want to do is take a look and make sure that your home is licensed. And if you need a license for the type of business you're thinking of, make sure you get those licenses in place. We're not talking just home daycares here. A lot of businesses do require licenses. Make sure that your home is zoned correctly so that you can have the business that you want there. And there could be restrictions as to how many people can come in and out of your house, what part of your house you actually use for business. Really take a look at it and do your homework before you make the jump.
What about incorporating your business?
Well, that's something that you definitely want to think about. You don't have to technically incorporate to have a business, but it's a great idea, particularly when you're trying to separate your personal assets from your business. You want to protect your personal assets even if the business is right there in your home.
Do you need insurance as well?
That is very important. Having the right insurance agent working with you is just as important as having the right business attorney or the right CPA. You want to sit down and look at the different types of insurances that you might need. Business insurance, if you're using your car for any type of business-related activities, you want to make sure that that's taken care of. And something that people very often forget is to notify your homeowner's policy that you, in fact, now have a home-based business. If you don't do that, they could deny coverage. You could be paying those premiums for nothing. So check with them. Usually insurers only need you to put a small amount of money down for a rider on your existing policy, but if they want to charge you a lot or they're saying, no, we won't cover you, shop around because you can get that covered.
How do you know what is the right insurance for your particular business?
Well, I think what you really need to do is work with a professional agent who will tell you, are there typical coverages that are specific to your type of business? But you also need things like premises liability. If somebody's coming into your house and they trip and fall, you need to make sure that they are covered, and that's because they're there because of your business, not just because they're coming to visit you. You also want to make sure that any property that you have there, equipment, computers, a copier, all that is covered so that if for some reason you have a loss, something happens, you're protected. It may not be protected just under your regular homeowner's policy.
For people who are just starting a home business, how do they know the first step, what steps to take and how to do it right, how to do it properly? What do you advise those people?
Once you've got your idea as to what type of business you want to have, you've done some of that preliminary research like the zoning and the licensing and the name, sit down and talk to a good small business attorney. You also want to sit down and sit with an accountant who works with small businesses. Have them help you go through the steps of what you need to do. Ask them what you can do yourself to save money so you're not spending a lot of money up front on legal costs or accounting costs, but get the right people in place to help you so as your business starts and as it grows, you can really make it a family endeavor that works and is profitable.
How do you know that the right people, how do you know that the right attorney, the right insurance, how do you know that without being overwhelmed?
Well, it's tough and it is overwhelming, so do your research. Ask people who have similar type businesses, who they use. Ask an attorney that you have an existing relationship with, somebody who helped you close on your house or somebody who's done your will. They may not do small business, but they sure can direct you to the right person who really can get you where you need to be.
So what is the number one rule, in your opinion, for starting a home business?
Be creative. Take advantage of getting the right people around you to rally and help you build it to where it needs to be. And take the time and effort to start it off right.
Okay, we also have your website.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
You can go over to GhioldiLaw.com and you can actually see some of the information that we have there regarding businesses, and send me any questions you have of anything you'd like to cover here on the show.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for
Thanks
joining us this afternoon. A reminder, you can see all of the day's news and streaming video on our website. Just go to NECN.com or the NECN pages of Boston.com, the online home of the Boston Globe.